Alrighty, here goes the full shebang on how my methanol kit was installed on my 2017 Golf R. This is going to apply for a GTI all the same, I would imagine. So what I did is I did a trunk mount setup just for more capacity. So basically these guys just drill right through your board here, and that holds the tank on. On the back of the tank, you have a quick disconnect hose, really easy to use. You just slide the hose in there and it locks on. And then a plug there. So those go in the trunk, obviously. I'm gonna show this from the outside of the car to make it easier. So that goes into the tank and the pump. You route that through the corner over here. There is a ground that goes on here. So put that on there, route it along the side here. And this is where all the connections are, well, half of them. So you align it up here. And your hose, obviously this is just gonna go to the front of the car. This is the methanol running through here. So that's gonna route up through the grommet. That is right there. Can't really see it, but it's right above this white clip here, up in there. Just look in there, you can find it, cut it open a little bit. You can shove all these cables through. So to the inside of the car, this is your fail-safe. So the fail-safe is gonna go behind this panel here. A couple of connections on here, really easy. The main ones are these two that are unplugged, right? So this one is a ground that it goes right there. So take that little bolt off and put it on the ground. See where I'm pointing? Okay. And then the other one is a fuse tap. So this fuse tap, you have to install this from the back side. It's very easy though. You have to get up behind there, which is kind of difficult, behind the fuse box. So take off some of these panels. And then it's right beside the number 15 here. And then this is the fuse for it. So you put this on the bottom portion of the 15, where that other 15 is. So if you can see how it has already that gold metal up there? So you're putting it on the bottom part, and that's what the fuse actually goes into. So basically it'll be like this. I'll show you. So that's what it'll go like inside the car. So once you get that put in there, you got your fail-safe hooked up. So this connector here stays in the car. So you're gonna route this part that's going on the outside of the car through there also. You have the JB4, which plugs in on the OBD. That goes through the grommet. Everything goes through the grommet there. And then, yeah, this is just from the tank. And that's it up here. So you're gonna have all these cables right here coming through the grommet. And again, where's that grommet at? So you can see it right there. So just push everything through that guy. Okay. On the JB4, everything's gonna be only going one way. The cables aren't going to be long enough to go to one certain thing. So this plugs into the JB4, obviously. This hose, you'll know where it goes because it's the short one that goes to the JB4, which is going to be located by your battery here. Just find a good spot, sticky tape it, whatever you want to do. So then you also have this hose that came through. I labeled this number 1. You'll also see a number 1 here. Very easy. So this plugs up to the sprayer here on your throttle piping. So that's a connection, very easy. Then you have this one that I've labeled top front engine. So top front engine, I'll move this stuff for you, is going to be this plug here. So why are there 2 plugs? Well, you're gonna take the factory plug and put it in one. a little difficult by myself here. So boom, and then plug this one into there. Now you have your connection. Secondly, you have these two guys, and these go to your stock sensor here. So you're gonna put the stock sensor on this pipe, so you can see came off the stock pipe there. Put it on there, and the same thing. What unplugs from this, you plug one of these in, and then you plug the other one. It only goes one way. Can't mess it up. And then you have these guys, which is here. So it's that plug right there. It's a big one. It's really the only big one in this area. You'll be able to find it. So again, unplug it, plug one in, plug the other one in. It only goes one way, and you're done. The same thing with the hose. Obviously, the methanol is coming through this hose, and you're gonna plug that directly up to the connector there. That's the same connector, quick disconnect, as it is on the tank in the back. So that is pretty much it. You're not gonna have to take the car apart this far. It does help to take the intercooler area apart to put this pipe on. Otherwise, you can do it from underneath. It is kind of a pain in the ass, but hardest part of this install is gonna be putting this pipe on. And this pipe obviously is set up for methanol injection. All you have to do is take your stock connector off and put it on this one. And then it is all plug and play. You do a baseline mapping, send it over to George at GB4, and he will take a look. He'll tell you what changes to make. I think I have my car set up basically to do come on at a 12 pounds of boost, somewhere around there. So that's when the boost comes on. Otherwise, it never flows. And one of those tanks right there, I mean, that can last me, you know, weeks if I'm just driving normally, or it could last me 1 week of hard driving all the time, or if I'm just on the track, I could, you know, I never actually got a full track lap in with it set up, but according to the calculations, a 20-minute session would take almost 3 gallons of methanol if it's under full load the entire time. So just something to keep in mind, which is why I didn't do the windshield washer reservoir, because that is only less than a gallon, I believe. So a huge difference between less than a gallon and a 3-gallon tank. It has a sump in the back, so under acceleration you're still gonna get flow even on a low tank. So you can see here how the design is. Maybe if I get my light on it. So so this is where the sump is, and so it's flowing and it's getting pumped. So it's gonna go back that way, which is really nice. But other than that, pretty easy install. Any questions, let me know. I'm making this video so that the person I sell this to can know how to do it, be able to plug it up, not have any issues. It's a really awesome setup. Kelly built all of this wiring harness for me. He actually works at Oct Tuning, so if you know those guys up there, you know they're awesome. If you're looking for any parts, they're freaking awesome. Kelly will answer any of your questions. Oct Tuning does not endorse methanol, however, I will tell you that. Kelly does it on his own. It's the only thing he can do on his own from the shop, because obviously, you know, conflict of interest working for a, you know, a shop. But they do allow him to do methanol on the side because the shop does not do it, due to liability, I believe. But I mean, realistically, all of this stuff is a liability. Putting big turbos and all this stuff on your car. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Enjoy.